So before we begin, I want to put a disclaimer that these videos, where I read these comics, are not meant to be mean-spirited in any way. My main goal is to read underrated comics and enjoy them the best that I can. While I will make critiques as I read them, the creator does not need to change nor take my suggestions as fact. It is purely out of my own personal preferences and does not need to be changed. If I'm reading your comic, please continue to make your comic and don't let what anyone says get to you. I'm reading these comics to enjoy the work, and I want to share my reactions to the comic in hopes that more people can read and enjoy them as well. Making a comic is hard work, especially if you're a one-man band, so please do not harass the creator, nor say awful things about their art or storytelling. We all start somewhere, and I know these creators will certainly improve as they go. Now let's get to the video. All right, you guys, sorry about that. I had an internet connection issue. Because I'm just like, nothing's loading. Um, it's crazy here. I don't know what's going on. And then the internet was like a bonk, like it just would not work. So we had to wait for it to reconnect itself and reestablish a connection. So that's exactly what I just did. Now that it's connected, I'm going to go ahead and continue reading. I remember being a little bit confused about the whole name thing, but we'll get going. You're right. Bunny suits you better. The backdrop is a little bit empty. If they had like a blue back screen, like with wavy colors in the back, like in TV shows, I think that would really help it out a little bit. Because I understand that they're like in a green screen, right? Like they're in a setup and then everything. Where's the TV? There's no TV behind her, so it feels a little empty in terms of backgrounds. So there's that. Uh, I don't blame them though, because if you guys look at my first episode, I also have empty backgrounds like this. So once again, it has nothing to do with the backgrounds. We're not going to be focused too much on the art. We're focused on the storyline. But because the storyline is already kind of being a little bit confusing, I started focusing on the backgrounds. So that's why. Anyways, you're right. Bunny suits you better. When you took over the company, you started an entertainment division. Yes, I did. This came as a surprise to most, as the Viljoen or Viljoen group is a hotel chain. Um, yes, it was. What inspired your decision? Someone I knew wanted to be an idol, but didn't get the chance. Uh-huh. That's why Viljoen holds an open audition every year for people who want to be famous. The audition has created some new big stars and is growing in popularity. Yes, it is, Julia. The thing is, it gives a chance to people who have no way of breaking into the entertainment industry. Who can come to the open audition? Anyone and everyone, Julia. Wonderful. Your birthday's coming up, right? Yes, it is. We at the Sunrise would like to wish you a happy birthday in advance. Thank you. Definitely see the 3D assets coming in. Uh, wait. Is this in his garage or is this on a TV at the store? Is he on the street? Well, he's on the street. This looks like a table they set outside or like in a something you'd set up in your living room. Sorry, like, so I told you guys the only reason I would critique the art is if it messes with the storytelling a little bit, and I'm a little bit confused because he looks like he's outside, but this looks like it's in the living room. So it's a little confusing in terms of like, okay, so is he in his living room or is he walking outside? I assume he's walking outside because there's a road, he's on a sidewalk, but it looks like a living room right here. So I'm just trying to know the specific setting. And this area conflicts very much in that aspect. So that's why I am pointing it out. Can I stop calling you Margaret? No. My late grandmother's name was Margaret. God rest her soul. Your deceased grandmother's name is Ursula, and the one who's still alive is Constance, I think you said. I hope these names are important later, because I wouldn't want these names to keep popping up and then they never show up again. You know what I mean? So, Maggie, Willem, I will call you Bunny because of your teeth. You're a charmer, aren't you? That sarcasm doesn't need to show up there because we can tell that she's kind of being sarcastic, but then again, it might help for the reader who doesn't know she's being sarcastic. So I'm kind of like, yeah, sarcasm kind of works, but then sarcasm can also not really work. You're gonna have to get the intonations as a reader yourself, so it's whatever. You'll grow into it like your teeth. Just shut up, Willem. Okay, bunnykins. Is this a bus? Did the bus get into an accident? That's so confusing. Okay, yeah, he died. Rip. Here lies Willem. I'm laughing because I go rip all the time when something silly happens. But anyways, here lies Willem. 19 something to 2000 something. Son and friend, you will be missed. Sunrise. Okay. Yeah, no, this is still so very confusing. Is this in a shop? It looks like a living room. Here's my second chance at being with you. Oh. Press reset. Oh. Okay, well, I like stories that do that, though, okay? I'm just saying. Like, the story so far, chapter 1, not bad. The only issue does become, like, well, I think the word bubbles are a little bit, they're placed kind of weird. Actually, the word bubbles aren't placed that badly. I actually knew it was this right here that confused the heck out of me. It was just this part, but that's the only critique here. We're not too focused on the art, but I will say visually, when I reached this part visually where the guy was like, you know, walking past, this visually bothered me because I normally don't focus on people's art if it's visually doing what it needs to do. But it definitely made me think, oh, it's someone's living room. And then I saw the cars and then I went, okay, so we're out on the streets? I'm confused. So that confused me visually. But everything else, pretty all right. I do know that the artist is probably not used to drawing like objects and backgrounds. I'm gonna tell you, it's okay to trace. If you need to trace, that's okay. Because, you know, tracing over objects or 3D objects like that, it's okay to trace. It'll blend in with your style a lot more. Because if you leave the 3D asset, people will notice, hey, that's a 3D asset right there. But it's only chapter 1, so let's keep going. Keep trucking on. I need to stop, like, interrupting. I'm sorry, you guys might be annoyed at that, but it's just something I noticed, and it does slightly bother me a little. But we're going to keep going. Chapter 2, When Willem Met Margaret. Okay, so, of course, if you're on the phone, you can flip it to this like that, but I'm not on the phone, so, hi, hi, hello, just take a picture. I don't think the sarcasm needs to show up. Not really enjoying the sarcasm that keeps popping over here. Just take a picture. I don't even think this sounds sarcastic. I think she's just saying just take a picture. Put your phone away. So, I'm Margaret Viljuan. I don't like it when comics do this. I don't know if it's a very common Western thing to do this. I saw this happen a lot in A Silver Tongue's Tale. I don't read a lot of Western comics, as you guys should know. I read a lot of manga. But even then, like, I'm not a big fan of the whole, like, word bubbles being connected like this in the middle and getting in the way visually of the way the word bubbles should go. That's just me. It's my personal preference. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's okay sometimes, depending on when it's used. But when it's like this, I'm not a big fan of it. But it's okay. I get that people do it so that way you know who's talking. I know that's why it's being used, but I just don't like it when it's like so big like that visually. Anyways, yeah, I am still very much confused. He could just say I'm instead of I am. I'm still confused. Or like, anyways, you have no idea who I am? Of course I know who she is. Every hormonal male teenager in here knows who she is. I am your 6 o'clock Margaret. Your 6 o'clock Margaret. 6 o'clock Margaret? Yes. That Margaret. Yes. You? You need me to tutor you? Yes. Visually, this is kind of weird. I assume that they're trying to do chibi here. But visually, it feels very strange. It feels like he just grew really big. but I'm gonna leave that. Her school is number one on the list of most expensive schools in the countries. That's how expensive it is. And she wants and she wants me to tutor? Uh, he could just say her school is the most prestigious school in the country. You know, prestigious already gives the thought of, oh, it's expensive and it's one of the most high, you know, her school is the most prestigious school in the country and she wants me to tutor, question mark. That would have gotten the point across a lot better. Also, this should have shown Camilla Academy for Girls should have popped up all first and then his thought process, because his thought process came up first before we saw her her little badge or insignia or whatever that is for us to know which school she's from. Storytelling wise, that should have happened first before his thought process. So, did I die? Told dad to stop letting mom cook. Okay. No, but you're about to. Maggie? Can I call you Maggie? No, I hate nicknames. So Maggie, you could do better. You could just remove the ignore, because we already know when he went, so Maggie, you could do better. We already know he ignored her say and I hate nicknames. So definitely might want to remove that. I could. Hear me out. I am just a broke high school student with an expensive hobby. Tutoring is not a passion of mine. Sorry, if you guys hear me reading kind of weird, it's because you can tell that when they're speaking, it doesn't feel natural. Something to help when it comes to speaking naturally. When you're writing, read it out loud. Does it sound natural to you? You know, because if I were to be like, I am just a broke high school student with an expensive hobby, I wouldn't say that to somebody. I'd be like, I just have expensive hobbies. And tutoring, I don't really like to do, like, tutoring is not a passion of mine, is okay. But you could just say, I have expensive hobbies. That's all he has to say. So hear me out. I have expensive hobbies. Tutoring is not a passion of mine. That fits better than I am just a broke high school student with an expensive hobby. It feels awkward to me. You get what I mean? Anyways, I'm going on. Way to sell yourself there. I wish that sarcasm was removed. I'm starting to get kind of annoyed by the whole sarcasm thing. It's starting to bother me. But I'm not gonna let it, like, get in the way of me enjoying the story. So we're gonna keep going. Ever heard of 7 Guardians of the Magic Realm? Unfortunately, yes. Anyway, I only have 3 of the 7 character figurines. Well, Willem, if you cancel all of your other appointments, I will pay you enough to finish your little collection. I can't refuse money, so what do you need help with? So you don't need him to say, I can't refuse money. All he needs to say is, so what do you need help with? You know what I mean? And then the money showing up in the background shows that he's thinking of the money. You don't need him to say, I can't refuse money. He even just said that his hobbies are expensive. So, you know, she already understood the task of, okay, cancel all your other appointments and I'll pay you enough to finish your collection. And he could just go, so what do you need help with? They continued their business. That sounds more natural. You can't just be like, I can't refuse money, so what do you need help with? I mean, you can still say that. A normal person could still say, I can't refuse money, so what do you need help with? But you already got the point across that he needs money, she's got it, and what do you need help with, lady? Let's continue our business, you know? Everything. So you're one of those? Problem? No problem at all. Exactly, yeah. So this here, done well visually. I didn't think so. Wait, when did I tell her my name? Most people know me as Lemmy. Nani? What? Didn't you say that your name was Willem up here? Oh, is this when they first met, actually? Hold on. Okay, so yeah, he doesn't specify. It was in a different chapter. It was in a different chapter where he said his name Willem. Okay. All right, makes sense. But wait, where did she say Willem? Where did she say Lemmy? I don't. Oh, there we go. Well, Willem. Okay. All right. Got it. She said it right there. So you see, so I am starting to get very confused. I'm very sorry. I'm not trying to like, I don't like, being like this. It's just it's very confusing because I want to read, and the thing is, because it's confusing. So if she said, if you cancel all your other appointments, I'll pay you enough to finish your little collection. And so what do you want to those? Problem, and then no problem. And then she could say, I didn't think so, Willem. Then he could go, wait, when did I tell her my name? Because she said Willem a little while back. If she had said it at this exact moment, I didn't think so, Willem. Wait, when did I tell her my name? Because it just went very off topic because she said Willem earlier. Because I'm like, wait, did she say his name? I had to scroll back up to find out where she said his name. But yeah, most people know me as Lemmy. There you go. So a little bit of, I'm a little bit confused there, but it's okay. I'm just going to keep trucking on because I really want to see, I'm glad that we're getting to experience Willem's side, because at the end of first chapter, he's like, I came back to life so I could be with her again, which is so cute, so romantic. And obviously we're seeing how they first met. But the interactions are very robotic for one, and kind of a little bit over the place. It doesn't lead from one place to the next, which makes it very hard for me to keep track of what's going on. I had to scroll back up, as you guys saw, to see what was going on again, and like, wait, what happened? Wait, what? If somebody has to do that, that's not very it doesn't go very smoothly, and it feels very jarring to read. So I'm gonna keep going now, but that was my problems with chapter 2. We're going to chapter 3. She fell first, hard and fast. So all right, so we do see the 3D background. I guess she's waiting. Crying in front of a sunset, so poetic. I just cry in the bath like a peasant. This feels very robotic. Can I be real honest? I think something more like, crying in front of the sunset. How poetic, And then, like, I just cry in the bath like a peasant. Just like, it's like crying in the bath like a peasant, It feels very robotic here. I'm sorry. My arm is getting tired. Take it. I feel like he could just say take it and it'd be fine. Don't let my hard-earned money melt away. Yeah. If he just said, here, take it. And don't let my hard-earned money melt away, Willem to everyone over 40, Lemmy to the rest. Want to know what made me cry recently? 7 Guardians of the Magic Realm Season 3 finale. It was a poop show. That feeling. Poop show? What are you, 6? I don't swear. So you are 6. So he poop show. That's funny. Now that you are chatty, why did you cry? That's so robotic. That's so robotic. This is too robotic. I'm sorry. I'm like, now that you are chatty, why did you cry? It's just, why did you cry? Just ask, why are you crying? So you are 6, and it's like, so why are you crying? Why should I tell you? Yeah, there you go. Strangers make for good listeners. I am in stage 4 of grief according to one therapist. Okay. It still works. It's okay. So not as bad as last week's episode. Most definitely not. See, the chuckle is fine, but when you start doing the sarcasm a lot, it definitely bothers some. My mom will call a search party if I don't catch the next bus. I've never comforted anyone before. I'm sorry if I messed it up. Sorry about your parents. It is what it is. Whatever. Which bus are you taking? 8:52. Me too. According to the stages of grief, I'm at stage 2. Denial of what happened in last week's episode. Stop! That's cute. Say it. So I get off at the next stop. Suppose you want to see me. I tutor people at the city library during the week. So yeah, I'll think about it. Oh, because that's how they met. And that's how she knows his name. Please send a car to the bus stop on the corner of wall and window. Right away, miss. How did she even get there? Or here. Yeah, how did she even get there? Assistant Harris. Yes, miss. I think it does need a little bit of punctuation. So, Assistant Harris, dot, 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 and then yes, miss, question mark. Or yes, comma, miss. I need a tutor. It's about time you got one of those. I will interview some people. Nope, I have someone in mind. Who? Good night, Mr. Harris. I think would have been better is I'll tell you tomorrow. Instead of good night, Mr. Harris, just I'll tell you tomorrow. Would help. I like going out with an older woman. I'm 3 months older than you, idiot. Keyword older. Okay. They got the Korean food over here. They got the kimchi stew, the kimchi jjigae, and the clear broth soup, the bone soup. If you guys if this is your first time, you guys like knowing about my food preferences, I love Korean food. And so I've made kimchi jjigae, and I've had this like oxtail soup or the bone soup that they make. It's so freaking good. They are eating well today. Anyways, you pay me a lot to tutor you. You almost pay for most of our dates. Am I like your sugar baby? Yeah. Okay. Okay. My sugar baby better shut up if he wants to finish his little doll collection. That's so cute though. This is adorable. Okay. I really do enjoy our dates. I'm glad. I have to keep my sugar baby happy. They're so funny. Oh, is that the tour bus? That Willem? Oh. I'm okay. Oh. Oh. Dude, she got cake. I'm sorry. I don't mean to stare. But she got cake, bro. Look at that cake. Sorry. She thick. Anyways, be on time today, bitch. Whoa, the bridesmaid? Dang, girl. Hold up. Headquarters. Got you. So, see, this here, I can tell it was drawn. Or if it wasn't drawn, they did a really good job at drawing it. It's better than the 3D asset of the cars, or like these 3D assets here, because it's very jarring to see. And then when you see this, you're like, oh, you could tell it's drawn. It's very nice. So yeah. Hello, cousin. I just arrived. Hello, other assistant Harris. I saw you on the sunrise. Did you now? I can see it wasn't the camera that added the 10 pounds. You can use about 10 pounds on you. Not that I am glad to see you. I wish they could just like do conjunction words. So they can just not that I'm glad, not that I'm not glad to see you, you know, the I am not feels very robotic, like not that I am not glad to see you, you know, not that I'm not glad to see you, but what I can do for you, oh, sorry, but what can I do for you, my dear cousin? It feels so awkward when people go, my dear cousin, my dear brother, my dear sister. It feels very awkward when I see that sort of thing. But it's just my personal preference, I think, at this point, when it comes to, they go, my dear cousin, my dear brother, my dear sister, my dear father. You know, it feels so awkward. I think we can find out a different way on how they're related. Because, like, do you go to your cousin and go, my dear cousin, you know, what can I do for you? I can't do that. I could never do that if I, because I just say, hey, how you doing? I say, hey, what's going up, buddy? I'm going to come up, like, I'm going to pretend I have a cousin named Alex, right? So, hey, what's up, Alex? You know, what can I do for you, Alex? What you want, buddy? You know, I won't be like, my dear cousin, what can I do for you? Feels so awkward. Well, dear cousin, we are throwing you a birthday party for publicity, as usual. I think here, well, dear cousin might work if this is how she acts. I think it felt very awkward for her to be like, my dear cousin. But then like, well, dear cousin, like if she's being sarcastic about it, right? We are throwing a birthday party, right? But you, Miss Party, haven't RSVP'd. I'd rather stay at home. I would rather not celebrate your birthday either, but here we are. But you're the face of the company. The punctuation, and what they should have put, you're the face of the company after all, instead of but you're the face of the company, because but here we are, but you're the face of the company, comma, felt very awkward. So you're the face of the company after all, period. You know what I mean? Remove the but and put after all. Definitely goes through pretty well. It hurts to admit it, doesn't it? Not showing up could hurt you more. Blackmail cousin? That's so you. Okay, we don't need them to keep saying cousin. It's starting to get very awkward at this point. Unless her name is cousin, then it's fine. But they keep saying cousin. It's so weird. So like I said, it might be a personal preference, but it feels very awkward to hone in that they're cousins. We know that they're cousins already. They said it twice. By the third time, it's like, okay, you gotta stop that. We know they're related. Assistant Harris, please make sure she's there. So you know, cousin, I will talk to my therapist about you later. I'd be sad if you didn't. I always tell mine about you. Good things, I hope? Of course. Salam. Insufferable bitch. I do like this here. Like the way this is presented. Very nice. Like between the doors and whatnot. Ignoring the 3D like asset of the background, very very well drawn and visually presented. We could have emailed she could have emailed or called. She did. Whose side are you on? The side that's beneficial to the company. Not surprised. Is my dress made? Yes, miss. The betrayal is too much. Oh. Make an appointment for a fitting. I've put on a bit of weight. My period's probably coming. Probably. What time is my appointment with Leslie? 5 p.m. It's water weight, probably. I put on a bit of weight. My period's probably coming. And he says, possibly. And she can go, it's water weight, probably. Or it could be water weight. Or maybe it's water weight. Instead of having to say probably often. That way people won't be like, probably, probably, probably. For it to pop up 3 times in a short span of time. Please don't do that. It hurts. Anyways, well, okay, and yeah, and it should have ended. What time is my appointment with Leslie? Chapter 5, therapy. Late again? Are you kidding me? Oh, so is this the psychiatrist? Is the psychiatrist called the bridesmaid? Why is she such an asshole? What? Anyways, Leslie Asahid, the psychiatrist for you. Okay, I'm gonna be real honest. If I had a psychiatrist that had that psychiatrist for you, I would not go to them. This feels very unprofessional. I'm just gonna be real honest. Anyways, hey Mika. She's inside. This is so unprofessional. Oh Jesus. I think Mika hates me. Late night appointments and late arrivals. Why not, what not to hate? Is this really how therapy goes? Is this really the therapist you go to? I think you need a new therapist. Ma'am. Margaret, you need a new one. Oh my gosh, the unprofessionalism in this therapy session. Anyways, Leslie, Margaret, why are you here? The bridesmaid. Well, she's such an asshole. I don't understand. Why are you giving money to this lady? She is so unprofessional. Her receptionist is unprofessional. And she literally wrote psychiatrist with the number 4 and the letter U. I could never go to this psychiatrist ever. Anyways, I have nightmares and panic attacks more often now. Make them stop. Since when? She don't sound worried. She was calling her bitch and whatnot in a previous episode. What the fuck? And also, please don't put worried. We can see it on her expression that she's worried. Ever since I started fighting the board to allow me to expand Viljoin Entertainment. I'm sorry I'm mispronouncing that. I'm gonna go find Viljoin and see how that's pronounced, because my internet was hacking up last time, so I couldn't find the chance to pronounce Viljoin. I was expecting it to only pop up once, but it is their company, so I need to hear how it's pronounced.
Viljoen.
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 Fulyun,
Villian.
Fulyun,
Fulyun.
Fulyun,
Villian.
Villian,
Villian.
Villian,
Villian.
Villian,
Fulyun.
Fulyun.
Fulyun. And then I hear Filion and Folyin. I'm gonna go with Filion or Filion. Filion. So the board. So ever since I started fighting the board to allow me to expand Filion Entertainment, and after all that, I still have naysayers. They were not so freaked when you became CEO. Grandfather was there. Now he's in Punta Cana with my 8th grandmother drinking cocktails with little umbrellas in them. I'm really not a big fan of like the whole. It's okay. At this point, I've just given up mentioning the whole connection, the long connection to who's speaking and whatnot. I'm just, y'all know my stance. Anyways, probably people on your cousin's side think she can do better. Or you could just say, is this really how therapists and psychiatrists speak to their patients? I don't know. I've never been to a therapist. I've never been to a psychiatrist. But I would hope that they don't speak like this, so casually. I mean, I'm sure they're there to help you, but she speaks like she's a friend, so maybe she is a friend who's also a psychiatrist. I have no idea. We shall see. We both know she can do better. See, they think the situation is unfair to Cayenne, so they make things difficult for you. Her name's Cayenne. My cousin Cayenne Villion, named by her hippie mum. So, see, they already specified that she's the cousin, right? So, in the previous episode, they didn't need to be like, cousin, my dear cousin. We get explained later that this is her cousin. You know what I mean? That they're related somehow. Just them going like, oh, I got the birthday party for you. Oh, okay, well, I'm not going. Well, you should show up anyways. And then they go, insufferable bitch, which I do remember that scene very well because it was done very well. And then during this part, my cousin, Cayenne Vilhon, named by her hippie mum, that we know she's now the cousin. Like, oh, she's her cousin. It pops up in the next episode. Tells us that she's the cousin. We didn't need them to keep saying cousin. All right. That hippie wife of his named her Cayenne. Yeah, so this sentence needs a little bit of help. It's just, my cousin Cayenne Vilhon was named by her hippie mom. There you go. And then that hippie wife of his named her Cayenne. She placed first in high school. My grades were kept together by a stapler. The English, it probably needs a little bit of work. So she was placed first in high school, period. Because the comma means that there's more coming to talk about her place in high school, right? But yeah, and then my grades were kept together by a stapler. It should have been like maybe she placed first in high school, and unlike her, my grades were kept together by a stapler. She got into a top university on merit, while my grandfather paid for my entry. See, so yeah, sentence goes, but they need to put she. So she got into a top university on merit. Because if you just put got into a top university on merit, do you mean her or, it shows visually that it is Cayenne, but you need to put she got into a top university on merit while my grandfather paid for my entry, which, she volunteered at animal shelters and then crashed into one at once. It should be she volunteered at animal shelters while I crashed into one once. She was even born first, but I was the firstborn of a firstborn. Nani? She was even born first, but I was the firstborn of a firstborn. Wait, I'm so confused by that sentence. I'm just gonna go through. We're not gonna. Y'all see me picking at the English real bad here. It's because I don't understand some of whatever they're saying, but so I still became her boss. What did I do to her? Who? Oh, you mean Lesliekins? She's my bridesmaid. The bride, the bridesmaid. Nani? Nani? Eh? Okay. I don't quite understand the bridesmaid, so I'm all right. Let's just keep going. Special one, and just like that, Finn over there is asking for your chat ID. Why did he ask you? Because we're friends. Let's face it, your aura doesn't exactly scream, I'm friendly, approach me. And why does he want my chat ID? Probably to ask you out on a date or something? I don't know. Use your words. Would you date him? Maybe? Maybe. Yes? No? Maybe? Which one is it? Date me instead? What did I just say? You should do question mark and exclamation mark. Okay. Okay. Okay, what? I'll date you. Go. Tell him I have a boyfriend. Is the boyfriend me? Just wanted to confirm. Hey Finn, it's Zach. New developments. She has a boyfriend. Surprised me too. Okay, that's cute though. Okay, that's cute. So, despite being on chapter, like the end of chapter 5, starting chapter 6, this little bonus chapter, very well done. I didn't have to pick at the English, and I didn't focus on like backgrounds or nothing. I focused on the characters, which was very, very, very nice for once. So I know you guys hear me picking at like the words while I'm reading. I will say the pacing of the panels are actually pretty good, especially for like a webtoon. Like the way it's paced, it's actually not bad. The art of the characters, they are expressive and they're pretty cute and they're pretty. So there's that. The word bubble placements aren't so jumbled, but I do dislike the big long tail connecting from like one bubble to the other bubble. But the English is the only thing that's very bothersome. The grammatical errors and like the way sentences are formed. They're the only things that's bothering me like crazy right now. But overall, the story is still, solid. It's still growing. We're just getting some exposition on the characters, on Margaret, on Will. I think we got a little bit of exposition on Willem, the first 2 chapters, and then now we're getting exposition on Margaret. And so obviously we're waiting for the point where Willem's reincarnated self or reborn self meets Margaret. So we know that they have a little bit of a bond. But that chapter was very cute. So, let me go back.
Filyun.
Filyun.
Billion.
I'm sorry, I keep butchering the whole thing. Filyun Entertainment Open Audition. Is this the new convenience store you were talking about? As my best friend, you're obliged to help me. This was not on my holiday plans, so this feels very robotic. You're my best friend, so you're supposed to help me. That's what he should say. And they can be like, yeah, this wasn't on my holiday plans. If wasn't, that would help the sentence. Like, this wasn't on my holiday plans, As my best friend, you're supposed to help me, Yeah. Because when you say obliged to help me, it sounds very robotic. And this was not on my holiday plans. Feels very robotic. All this for a girl. Bro, we're gonna be lawyers, not wanna be idols. Scream louder for the Mars people. Please do this for me. What's your plan anyway? We have 0 talent and you have 0 charm. Next. That's false, my friend. We have years of high school choir. We know they're friends because he already specified that they were friends. So he could just say, that's false. We have years of high school choir, or like we had high school choir together, that's false. Like, or that's not true. Just say, yeah, next, that's not true. We had high school choir together. Next, bro, don't sound proud. Bro, don't sound proud. We did it to get out of rugby. Okay. It's funny though. Next. Name and surname, Theo Holden and Ren Day. Singing and dancing experience? High school choir. Acting? None. Hey, judgy pants. My bro here can play piano, guitar, drums, and the cello. So I don't appreciate your judgy look. He already called her judgy pants. So I don't appreciate you, hassling him or, I don't appreciate you being so stuck up. Something like that. Judgy look is very weird and unnatural to say. But anyways, you hypocrite, you've been giving me the same look. I can do it. She can't. Okay. But okay, that's funny though. What's the name of your act? Willem. Ren and Willem. My name first. Actually, write double W. It sounds like WW, but it's not, I'm so confused. Even I'm confused because the English is actually simple. He's Willem and I'm Ren. The W is silent, by the way. And I hope you spelt it correctly. Spelt is not how it's spelled. It's Spelled. I hope you spelled it correctly. Not spelt it. So I'm just letting you guys know. I know it's people pronounce like in English, like American English, they say spelt, but it's spelled. I hope you spelled it correctly. So I'm not English, but I've got to be honest. You got to say spelt. Anyways, I think the spelt can still pass through because it's dialect. But I'm just letting you guys know that's not how it's spelled. Because if anything, I know spelt is not spelt correctly. So it's the irony, right? Because spelt is not spelt correctly. But yeah. That's why I have you here, for the little details and the attitude. We could have done without that. I am doing this because I want to get close to her without snipers taking me out. Yes, okay, honestly. Promise me over your already dead body that no one will ever find out about this. Bro, that's way too dark. That's how serious I am. Now promise me. It feels very awkward, but okay. Pinky promise. My life has been full of twists and turns since I became your friend. I don't know if I will have to drop the story because I'm really starting to nitpick so much to the point where I'm not enjoying the story. So because, like, I am enjoying the story, but I'm nitpicking so much at what they say that I can't keep my mind focused. I'm already, like, what, 47 minutes in? As you guys can tell, I'm 47 minutes in. I'm interested in what goes on. However, because the English and so many things that don't need to be said are being said, it's really starting to get to me, and I can't sit here and enjoy it, unfortunately. So we'll see how this chapter ends, but I might have to drop it after this. I don't want to have to do that, but it really is starting to, like, get to me. Like, I don't want to keep sitting here nitpicking. So he doesn't need to say that. He can just say something along the lines of, you always cause trouble, buddy. Yeah, ever since I became your friend, there's always been trouble. Or just like, it's not even that, just you always cause trouble, He doesn't even need to say that. Like, I don't know. He could have said something else. I just don't think that's worth saying. And you're going to show us anyways. If you're going to show us them causing trouble, he doesn't need to say that. But we'll see. I'm also doing this because after the death of their son, they moved away. Do you have any idea where? Sorry, no. Okay, thanks for your time. I want to find my parents from my previous life. This is the last chapter that I am gonna go through, but I'm gonna stop if I nitpick anything or too much from this episode as well. I really can't. I want to see them get together. I want to see them finally meet. But I'm just so bothered by what they say. Anyways, the event has grown since its first year. It's all thanks to you. If you don't succeed today, I'm gonna die today. Shush. Is he hungry? Disgusting. Bro, I can't hear a thing with all your talking. I feel like we skipped a whole bunch. Is that how they became friends when they were at age 15? I am, But do you hear my stomach? Quiet, you big baby. Everyone, do your best. You dragged me here without breakfast. Bro, shut up. She's done anyway. What's next? Your monthly blind date, miss. Already? He's the CEO of EcoFuture. EcoFuture? And we're taking this car? Our future is promising. I will inform your grandfather of all that will happen. Arg, he says I'm free with my love and can't commit. But he raised me, so yeah, I take after him. You two are different. He can commit, it just never lasts. Stop looking. You won't see her. Bro, I'm just looking at the competition and everyone looks prepared. Because they are prepared. And well dressed, whereas we are dressed like this. At least take off your beanie. Will it improve anything? Then untie your hair. Next 5, enter. Remember the plan? Not sure. I'm too hangry. Okay. Well, I didn't actually nitpick anything from this chapter. I will say, I said, like, if I have to nitpick, I'm stopping. And I didn't have to nitpick anything on that chapter. I will say some of the stuff they say does sound robotic. If I commit, done debit, it just sounds very robotic. But, obviously, if I am not experiencing joy, and it's only chapter 7, then I will stop reading because it's just not, I'm just not experiencing joy at this moment when I read, because I want to know, but I don't want to know enough because of the way the stuff's going. So you guys already know what's going on. I don't have to repeat myself. I'm just gonna have to drop it here. If you guys want to know the good things that I like about the series, because I don't want it to be so focused on negativity. I just want to let you guys know that I'm reading these because I want to love the stories that people make, that are posted on Webtoon CANVAS, because they put their heart into this. And I'm not saying this story is bad. And me dropping this story doesn't mean that what they have is terrible. It's the English and the way some sentences don't need to be there too many times that really bother me. And it's happening in almost every chapter. And because it's happening in almost every chapter, I have to drop it because I don't want to keep sitting here and nitpicking at it when I just want to read and enjoy. So if you guys, feel like you can, get through this and enjoy it, please check it out. It's called 2:2 ratio, 2:2 ratio. Please check it out. Read it if it sounds interesting to you. If you can wade through the English and wade through the grammatical and the repetition or the way things are formatted when it comes to like the flow of the story. If you guys can enjoy it without worrying about that, go for it. I think it has a really good premise with, Willem and Margaret, meeting each other, and then Willem died to be reincarnated. He died and he's reincarnated, so he can be with her again. I think it's a very good premise. The flow of the comic panels, it's not bad. It's actually very good. Nothing's confusing. When it comes to the flow of the panels, the expressions on the characters, very expressive. It's just the English portion, the flow of the comic. That's what's stopping me. I will say I enjoyed the special chapter where like she was like, where Margaret was like, "You're my boyfriend now," and he's like, "I'm your boyfriend. I'm surprised too." When he was telling his friend, that was cute. I loved that. And the part where the cousins were like, "Insufferable bitch," really good scene. The way it was formatted, how it looked, it was very well done visually. But other than that, I'm unfortunately having to drop the series. So if you guys want to read more about it, check out 2:2 Ratio by Be Quiet Witches, and the artist Hitsuji-san. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Thank you for your beautiful art. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Keep up what you guys are doing. And I hope you guys continue to make your comic and make it the best that it can be. I'm just really sorry that I had to drop it. All right, I'm going to end this video here.